The feds got the indictments and the affidavits that they needed. Now P. Diddy, he's going to jail. They just raided P. Diddy mansion. P. Diddy had on all black. The black shirt that he had on, that was the same shirt that he had on the footage that they reviewed. As soon as they came in, a lot of the feds, they posted outside. They wanted TD Jakes to come down from off that balcony.
It's just kind of insanity at the moment because Cassie has definitely turned over evidence, and whatever the allegations to the evidence and where that lines up, it's going to be mind-blowing. And even diving into one of the most tragic losses of all time, where you're taking a look at P. Diddy's $1 million price tag he placed not only on Tupac but Sugeknight as well. He told Keefe D they had to be eliminated. P. Diddy felt they were a problem and had to be resolved by eliminating them completely. He didn't feel safe around them. They challenged too much. Tupac's message was too bright and positive, and I believed it stirred P. Diddy's demons, which could also be why he treated Cassie the way he did and why he treated Kim Porter the way he did. Just things around him didn't go his way, and they became his outlet, his avenue of release, if you will, turning over events that really, and it becomes like, oh, this is a release. But at the end of the day, he put himself into a situation that is bringing out even more. You've got the bishop who's now been lined in, the bishop's son who's now lined in, Keefe D. You've got so many people that are a part of these. Snoop Dogg is a part of these, like J Lo. Like, there's so many people that are intertwined into these events and situations. It's only a matter of time before everything that's happened really comes to the surface.
P. Diddy, he said that Jermaine Jakes, he was only a person who was hosting the freak-offs. He wasn't the one recording. They said that Jamie Foxx was recording all of the parties. Then Jamie Foxx tried to release the footage. As soon as Jamie Foxx released the footage, that's when P. Diddy instantly told him, like, man, I had you to sign an NDA to come up in this party, so there's no way you even putting my footage out there as if it's like, regardless if you recorded it or not, you don't put that out there, man. You gonna mess up everything I got going on. This is why I say the Fed's not gonna play no games. They have a 99% conviction rate, and anybody who think they're gonna get away with something like that.
Absolutely. My curiosity is, will he go down alone or truly disclose all the people involved? Investigators don't need much to go raid P. Diddy and dig up the evidence of payment for a contract. This is also why I think he hurried to settle with Cassie, because she could flip on him as well, seriously putting an end to his terror. The night of the Mike Tyson fight became the golden opportunity, especially after the confrontation Tupac had with Keefe D's nephew, Orlando, regarding Orlando allegedly trying to snatch a chain. These series of events just build and build, and at the end of the day, it's all going to come to light.
We know that Snoop Dogg, he didn't want 50 Cent to even be around Suge Knight because he knew for a fact that 50 Cent was going to get cool with Suge Knight. And then, like they always say, everybody in New York, they know for a fact that you can't be cool with somebody and then think you still finna come back around and basically let me tell my business to you so you can run back and go tell Suge Knight. No, I want everybody to really look at that because Suge Knight, he had Snoop Dogg shook. But Snoop Dogg already said that he had nothing against Suge Knight. Only reason he slept with the fork and the butter knife is because he was on the jet and he couldn't leave out of no room because they was right there on the plane. He couldn't leave, do nothing. Everybody know that Greg Caden, he saw every single interview. He dissected it. He came all the way from L.A., all the way, drove far, all the way to Las Vegas just to get Keefe D. Keefe D brought this upon himself. It should have never went out like that because Greg Caden, he was recording him. He knew for a fact that it was some faulty play in this game, and I don't blame him because Tupac or Biggie, Kim Porter, nobody should have went out like that.
When you got to also look at the buildup in the streets, there's already been a buildup between these two groups, shootouts, crossing turf, setting each other up, breaking into cars, blowing up cars. The storyline goes on forever. This builds a momentum for how they're going to react to, hey, here's $1 million price tag, go take out so-and-so. At the end of the day, they're going to fight for what they believe is theirs, but in the meantime, they're destroying millions and millions of lives and circling right back to the women that are in their lives. Your woman is supposed to be your peace and your safe zone, but you're supposed to be hers as well. So how does a woman feel safe when she knows she's going to get thrown against a wall because she doesn't want to perform a freak off?
They live, because at the end of the day, we know for a fact that Snoop Dogg knew that Tupac was was basically going out there and setting himself up by going to that fight. He already told him, like, I'm finna go back to LA. This is why Snoop Dogg wasn't around when this happened. And then the same BMW, that was the same one that rolled up. They already said the girls that was on the corner, they was the main ones who, Tupac. Next thing you know, that's when Keefe D and them pull up. They instantly hop right out the window. They start blowing right out the window. I want everybody to know that's crazy because Jermaine Jakes, he was the main one who basically said that he'll give an affidavit stating that he know that Mike Tyson had something to do with what happened with Tupac. Mike Tyson was at Diddy parties.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, this is why it all comes back to Cassie, too, because her NDA has actually expired, and she's already taken him to civil court for just compensation of the he put her through, but she also has the ability to release the evidence. And while it's a moment of conflict for her because she's on these tapes as well, and of course no mom wants her kids to ever potentially see this, it's her only way to help and to pay back and to try to save other women before they get corrupted by this man. And I can only hope that young Miami is smart enough to get out before it even starts.
Young Miami, she didn't even want to sit by P. Diddy up in there. When they had P. Diddy in the cuffs, this is why it was like 15 police standing outside the front. Next thing you know, a few of them came in. They told everybody get on the floor. P. Diddy, he had to go back in the house. They made him go back in there because this is his. No way that P. Diddy went to that studio and then as soon as he leave the studio from with Jermaine Jakes and them, he instantly go back to his house, and then next thing you know, they raided. What he did to J-Lo, it led J-Lo to leaving him. This is where he looked at it like, okay, J-Lo, you can go. I got Kim Porter still. This is where he tried to get Kim Porter and J-Lo to go in the same room. J-Lo wasn't having that. This is why J-Lo, she moved far away from him, and she came out and said that P. Diddy, he was doing this to Cassie. He was doing it. He paid this money for Tupac hit. $1 million, that's a lot of money to get to a regular street dude who basically just finna go by orders that you send out there. Everybody know that you can't place no order on nobody's head, regardless of what's going on, when you know for a fact that these people is at a major event. They at the Mike Tyson fight. At the Mike Tyson fight, Mike Tyson, his security on point. The security on the surveillance, they on point. This is how they was able to capture the footage from Tupac fighting Orlando Baby Lane Anderson. As soon as he started brawling with him, they ran outside. Mike Tyson already talked to P. Diddy that day. P. Diddy knew it was a fight that day. Why he didn't show up to that one, but he showed up to the MTV. I want everybody to know, TMZ, they already released Sugeknight from the footage because Sugeknight already said he don't know if Tupac's still here or not. At the end of the day, all he know is Tupac went into a coma and then he left the hospital. Next thing you know, P. Diddy, he wanted the $1 million to go out there to the main person who basically was gonna do it, get him out the way. He didn't want Tupac to survive this one.
Well, and what I can't wrap my head around is why Keefe D thought he could continue to be protected under the proffer agreement. Really, this case had hit a dead end. And if he would have just shut up, no one would have known anything. But he got in his feelings and, oh, I need to take credit for what I did, and they're telling the story all wrong. And now he's released a book that's a tell-all, and this tell-all has landed him where? The rest of his life locked up, period. There is no statute of limitation on murder.
I want y'all to throw the 222s down in the comment section. Let me know if you're a fan of Cassie. Let me know if you're a fan of Tupac. Let me know if you're rocking with Kim Porter, because these are the main people who basically, they knew what happened to Heavy D. They knew P. Diddy had his hands tied up into that. The Fed's not playing no games, and what the investigators have said, the investigators, they feel that this was casualties to what happened inside of those mansions, because as soon as P. Diddy leave his house, The feds jumped right on him. As soon as he walked outside the house, the feds was already surveillancing him for almost 30 years. As soon as Keefe D gave him up 2 years ago on them Vlad interviews, it led everybody to really look at it like, hold on, we didn't know P. Diddy was going out here doing this. We didn't know P. Diddy had something to do with what happened with Tupac and Biggie. Heavy D didn't deserve to go out like that. Throw them 222s down in the comment section. Let me know if you're a fan of Tupac, because TD Jake's son, Jermaine Jakes, he feel that Young Miami shouldn't have got herself into this situation because she saw the previous women and how they basically, they downfall was, it hit rock bottom as soon as P. Diddy got done with him. P. Diddy wanted TD Jake's son, Jermaine Jakes, to be in the same room as Young Miami, and Young Miami wasn't having it because all she want to do is make her money, and a lot of people feel that P. Diddy, he control all of them because he got them NDAs and they can't do nothing. But TD Jakes was upstairs. He didn't want to even come from out of that room. Everybody know that by them catching P. Diddy on the lawn, P. Diddy had on shorts. He was trying to go check the mail. As soon as he walked out there, they instantly, they saw him right there. This is what led them to investigating what was inside of the house. Whenever they have a search warrant, this is always something that they, like the procedure, they have to go through these procedures every time they come to somebody's house because they just can't bust down the door unless the people who's on the inside don't want to let them in, knowing that the police is outside. Cassie said that Kim Porter, she wanted to get away from P. Diddy earlier in time, but Jermaine Jakes, he released the footage of Young Miami and them on them tapes. They said that TD Jakes was the main one in the act. He was right there. So I want everybody to know, I don't know how true it is, but TD Jake's son, Jermaine Jakes, he was the main one who basically, he had access to the footage because he was going over P. Diddy house more than a lot of people. And when his father was at work, he was over P. Diddy house watching the footage.